I'm going to explain why isometrics work, or 5 sets of stressing on the chair, why this stuff works for building muscle in the same way that regular strength training or isotonic contractions. So in order for hypertrophy or muscle growth to happen, two conditions need to occur. Number one, the muscles need to experience high amounts of mechanical tension. This is what signals the muscles to grow. And number two, we need to recruit and experience tension in the high threshold, what's called the high threshold motor units. These are the muscle fibers that have the most potential to grow. Now, we recruit muscles to generate force and create movement at our limbs. And if we need to overcome a lot of external force, then we recruit our larger, more forceful muscle fibers to do so. Now, many people seem to think that you need quote-unquote heavy weights to grow muscle, and that's just not true at all. So your muscles don't know what a heavy weight is. They only produce force based on how much external force is needed to be overcome, and they experience mechanical tension as a result. And weight, or more specifically gravitational force, is not the only force we can overcome in resistance training. Now, in an isometric, and more specifically an overcoming or explosive isometric, where you push as hard as humanly possible into an immovable object, you're applying lots and lots of force onto that object, and then you're experiencing as well an equal and opposite reaction force back towards you. This is Newton's third law. It states that for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. So even if you aren't resisting a dynamic heavy load, you're still resisting an external force that is equivalent to the amount of force you apply onto that object. And again, if you push as hard as possible, you're going to be producing a lot of force and going to be overcoming as well a large amount of external force, meaning you're going to be recruiting those high threshold motor units and those large muscle fibers to do so. And you will also be experiencing the highest amount of mechanical tension because the shortening velocity is zero. Now, if you were to remove that object, you'd still be generating a lot of force and creating a lot of movement at the limbs. Your limbs would actually move very quickly. You'd be recruiting those high threshold motor units, but the active fibers won't be experiencing a lot of tension because they're shortening too quickly and there's not enough time under tension. By having that immovable object, it ensures not only you have something to push against, have some, sensory feedback to, get more intent and recruit those higher threshold motor units. It ensures also zero shortening velocity, more time for cross bridges to form, and more force production and more force output and mechanical tension experience in those active fibers, which is a recipe for hypertrophy.